What is going on, guys? Smooth Racing here, back with a brand new video, and today we have our Road to F1 2014 the game series episode 1, and today we'll be talking about podiums, interviews, formation laps and fuel saving. So in this new series then we'll be talking about all things F1 2014. Once we have some news we'll be updating you as soon as possible, but hopefully this series will sort of run on Sunday, Monday, sort of Tuesday sort of time every week. Hopefully it'll be every week, but I'll just sort of do it when I can, and hopefully it'll get a good discussion going down in the comment section below, because of course a very popular topic right now is F1 2014, as the next Codemasters game will be that, as Grid Autosport has been released, and everyone's getting a bit bored, or quite a lot of bored, about F1 2013. So let's first of all then talk about the formation lap. And this has been an idea, but it's been around for quite a while. Most people have kind of wanted it since 2012. It's a very popular thing, and something, of course, that would just add to the realism if it was implemented into the game. Maybe just for career mode, because I think multiplayer, if you were kind of doing a formation lap sort of every time, might get a bit boring. There should certainly be an option, but say if you're in like a sprint mode race, you certainly don't want a formation lap. If you're doing sort of a longer race, maybe a 50% race or 100% race, it would be very good, especially for the start. I think they should improve sort of the starting mechanism. So once you actually start the Grand Prix, it needs to be a bit harder and a bit more skill involved. At the moment, all you do is just apply the throttle, lights go out, and away you go. Basically, everyone basically gets pretty much the same start apart from a lag. Another thing then should be podiums. This would be really nice to see after you've of course gotten to the top 3 positions in the race. A great reward would be seeing your driver jump up and down on the podium, and maybe they could play the national anthems. This of course could be skipped, maybe if it was online and in career, certainly in career mode it could be skipped. And I think it'd be a really nice option, and it really feel like, sort of living the life of this driver, and you actually sort of care about if he does well. And you don't just go boom straight into the menus. You get a bit in between where he's celebrating on the podium and he's sort of high-fiving all your team members, and that'd be really good, and spraying the champagne. I think that'd be really good to see from Codemasters, and hopefully they can implement that into the game, because that's something we haven't seen in the Formula 1 games, but we have seen interviews before, and that is my next topic then, interviews. Before, you used to have interviews if you're in the top 3. And I think we should do this for qualifying, just like in real life you get interviewed, and maybe after every session, certainly maybe before practice, or after, depending if you do practice. So say you could do one before qualifying, this is in career mode, and you can do an interview, assessing your targets for the weekend, and then after qualifying kind of do a review. But like the problem with interviews before was you kept on getting asked the same questions every time, and I think they need to have a lot of detail in those questions and make sure there's a wide variety of questions, so you're not getting the same ones, because that's what it got really boring before with the interviews, because David Croft or whoever was asking the questions, they were always the same questions, and it was getting really frustrating. But hopefully if they did bring it back, they could get better better interviews and better questions, and that could sort of fit your career mode. If you were wanting to get a Red Bull drive, you could sort of say maybe what team you wanted to drive for in the future, and maybe some speculation you could either simmer down or spark up. And finally then it's could be talking about fuel saving, because a massive part of Formula 1 in real life this year has been fuel saving. You get rewarded with saving the fuel, and then if you can really push at the end, maybe because you've saved up a lot of fuel, or maybe at the start of a race you really just want to push, you can turn up your fuel mix. At the moment, of course, we have rich fuel mix, standard and lean, but I really like to see that developed a bit further, to have probably 100% mark. So you start off, of course, at 0%, and you slowly work your way up, and of course you sort of have to work it out. Maybe they're a bit too complicated, but I would like a bit more detail in sort of the race strategies, such as fuel saving, and you can sort of plan that. And also, I suppose, while I'm talking about race strategy, it doesn't need to be a bit more detailed race strategy and a bit more realistic. And I think you should be able to factor in a few more things, maybe like where you use your ERS. It could be quite complicated, but I think if Codemasters went down that route of planning all that in career mode, it really would add more depth into the career mode. And as well as doing a setup, you'd also have to plan where you're going to use your ERS and that. But anyway, that's pretty much it from this video then. Please be sure to put your thoughts. Should we have podiums, interviews, formation laps and fuel saving in the game? I know a lot of people might say the interviews certainly get boring. I'm not quite sure if I really want interviews. I don't think I really do, but it's certainly an idea that's widely shared by the community. Podiums I think would be great. Formation laps, as long as they weren't too frequent, would be also very nice. All of this just adds to the realness of the game, and that is ultimately what we really want. But anyway, next week I'll be talking about more stuff, so be sure to put that down in the comments. Got plenty more to talk about from online online to pit stops to the menu to the HUD. We've got plenty of stuff coming over these next weeks, so be sure to stick around and subscribe to the channel, because I will be getting F1 2014 hopefully a day or two earlier, so I can be spamming out that walkthrough and definitely trying to get a unique series. As for Grid, many of you may be wondering, it did get lost in the post, so I've ordered it again, and hopefully we can get a series done on that. But it won't be a walkthrough, it'll be something maybe a bit more fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching then, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.